What is up, entrepreneurs? Welcome to the Friday Live Helpcast with your hostess with the most, that's Diana Gladney. And on this Helpcast, this is where you come to get help. So if you have any questions, concerns, or whatever the case may be, you can always join at diana.link/live, and that will allow you to be able to hop on here, get your questions asked, answered, and kick you back off and go over to the next person. So, but that's the point of these Friday live streams, just to be able to hop on, have a little bit of community time and things like such as, and yeah, man, and kick it and all kinds of good things. So if you're new here, this channel is all about helping you simplify the video creation process so you can reach wider, connect deeper with the people that need you the most. I believe video is the best way to do that. And so whether you're trying to learn the tech side of things or the video marketing side of things to apply that for your business, both are here on the channel. So I hope you consider subscribing. And if you are a dark chocolate lover, just don't even hit the button. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Allegedly. All right, what's going on, guys? We have Adam's Exploits here, saying early already smashed the thumbs up. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate that. Good to see you. Masani Musa, I believe. Good to see you. Glad that you're here, saying I am ready to learn, Queen. Well, I hope so. We're diving into some good stuff today. So glad to have you here. Debut Guitar, good to see you. Or is it, what? Are we missing the I for that? Potentially, allegedly? No? Okay. So good to see you. Present. Glad that you are here. Legale Douglas, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Saying yes, finally made it to a live stream. Glad that you're here. Shalise saying let's go. Good to see you, Shalise. Glad that you're here. So if you guys were seeing me do those videos with the what do you call it? Samson Go Mic Mobile, the little handheld mic that I was doing for some of these last couple videos. That was Shalice's mic, who you see on the screen right here, who has not published a video. So everybody feel free to hate on her in the comments as well as in the chat. And so, but thanks, Shalice, for letting me borrow that. I was super pumped to try that out. All right, The Alchemist. What's up, brother? Good to see you, D. Saying this countdown is lit. Glad that you enjoy it. Surprisingly, made that myself. So, Miss Eileen, good to see you. Glad that you are here, saying hey, Diana, and hey, everyone. Dr. ELO saying hello. Good to see you. Glad that you are here. And T. Davis saying good afternoon. Glad to see you as well, brother. Glad that you are here. So, say you are sounding and looking good. Why, thank you so much. We have a ray of sunshine, some hearts in the eyes, smiley face, and a rocket ship. Why, thank you. Miss Eileen, I thought about you yesterday. I thought you should know. Because this microphone that I'm using right now, which you guys are used to me using, my beloved, trusted, probably been rocking with this thing for 2 years straight, solid, heavy, hit somebody, get an assault charge, go to jail, get out of jail, make more videos. Microphone. That is none of their branding. They clearly haven't sponsored me. Nobody wants their gear reviewed and saying, yeah, man, if you assaulted somebody, they'd never know. They just think blunt object. But this microphone, my Samson Q2U, my beloved microphone, who I actually learned about this from, was through Miss Eileen. So I've had this microphone now for about 2 years, been using it constantly, and I love it. And take this off of here so you can actually see. This is the microphone here. And so I guess I'll put it up here. That kind of makes sense. Block my face. All right, yeah. And so this is my microphone, USB, as well as the XLR, port that's on there as well. And so Movo, the kind folks over at Movo, sent me over this microphone. Now, the reason why I was thinking about you, Miss Eileen, was because this is a dynamic microphone. This is a podcasting style microphone. I live in a noisy environment and it just constantly, it's like if you're anywhere within a certain, it feels like everywhere in St. Louis, honestly. It doesn't matter whose house I'm over or whatever. It's always airplane noise to some respect, whether it's military base or just the regular airport. And so I hear military jets freaking constantly. So this rejects background noise really, really well. Well, condenser microphones generally don't. Now, it is specific to the pickup pattern, meaning like only capturing this part, and then you don't hear anything on the back end back here. And so I was testing this microphone so you can hear the difference between the two on my Instagram stories. It's still up. It'll be up probably for another 10 hours or so before Instagram takes it down on Instagram stories. And I just was comparing, like, I'm like, let me see what's what. It's a condenser microphone, but it has a cardioid pickup pattern, which is that one that only picks up the information from the front, rejects everything else around it. And there was a huge loud airplane when I was testing it, and you could not hear it. The same way on my Samsung, you couldn't pick up the airplane noises, or if you do, it's very, very minimal. And in real life, that translates to it being extremely, extremely loud. But on the microphone, so like if you're doing a podcast, you're doing an interview, like I was extremely humble. It's some details and stuff coming out I can't release just yet, but I am so excited and humbled and honored to be included. Okay, what's that? Is that him? Someone, would you like to be in the number? I was in the number. So I'm pumped and excited. Yeah. So this is the microphone. I unboxed this on Instagram last night. So the VSM5, but it has a cardioid pickup pattern. But long story short, I'm testing this out. So thank you again to Movo for sending this out. Man, I'm excited about it. Dr. ELL laughing, saying, OCO, or OC, is that it? Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Saying, I have seen lots of your videos. Thanks for all the value you provide. My pleasure, brother. Glad to be of service. Miss Eileen saying, I will check out that mic. Did you put a link in the description? Miss Eileen, I did not, because I wasn't even sure if I was going to leave it connected. I was just going to connect it up, test it, and then put my microphone back, because rarely have I been honestly proven wrong when it comes to dynamic microphones versus condenser microphones. So it's like, well, I'll try it and we'll see how well it holds up, which I thought it would do okay, but still not be better. And then I put a poll up on the Instagram stories so people could see. And surprisingly enough, when I was like, what do you guys think? I put one where you could slide the bar. It's like, so like level 1 would be, do you like the Samsung better? Level 2 would be, do you like this one better? And then level 3 would be, if you slide it all the way down, is they sound too similar. And I don't know the difference. So actually I could probably, oh man, I think I deleted it. So no, I can't. But I was going to say I could probably play that clip for you, but I deleted it. So there you go. So you got to go to my Instagram and check it out. But let's see, I can probably drop one in the link, maybe, allegedly. You guys feel free to ask your questions, drop those on. And if you want to come on and ask your questions live, feel free to do that as well. You can go to dyna.link/join, and you can hop on live. You don't have to be on the computer. You can be on your phone. Only thing I ask is that you don't let your toddler snatch your phone and run over the house, all over the house with it while you're live, as my little niece does every time I call my sister. And it's just like, I called to speak to an adult. I want to talk to an adult. I don't even know the what's being said here, other than when you want food and then you just snatch it out of whomever's hand. And then that's just the way the world works for you, apparently. So, Legail's saying, what mic are you using? This is the Movo VSM5 that I just got yesterday in the mail from Movo. They sent it over for me to review, so I'm testing it out. So I did a test last night. Like I said, I put it on my Instagram stories, so you can still go and listen to that after the stream if you want to check that out. And then, of course, I'll do another one. But I've had a condenser mic before. I have a brand new one sitting under that seat. It's been sitting there probably for like a year or two that I don't use, that I'm giving away to my friend, because I'm like, condenser microphones are great if you have a studio sound treated room, but I don't. I have hard desk, keyboard, all the things, and just like it's noise playing and stuff going over now, it's just like it's too much noise in my environment, and I'm not putting up freaking blankets and all this, because I'm not doing all that. I come in here, I sit down, I want to record, I want my videos to look great, I want them to sound great. I'm not doing a bunch of put up stuff and then take it back down. It's not that serious. So like it's tools that can already help with that. I'm not getting, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, especially I'm just not. So, but, I want to see, let me see if I can pull this up here. VSM-5. And so, yeah. So I'm going to drop the link, Miss Eileen, you asked. It's not in the description, so I'll just post it real quick in the chat. And then y'all can check it out if you want to. But I'm extremely pleasantly surprised with this microphone. And it is not cheap. This is a heavy girl. She is not, she is sitting heavy in the paint, okay? Had all the steaks, all her protein and vitamins. She's not missing a beat here. The grill doesn't feel like cheap and wiry, like you could press it and bend it. So if you dropped it, I wouldn't feel like it's, so if I move it around or whatever, it's kind of slightly even hitting stuff on the desk. Hopefully that doesn't sound horrible. From my tests and stuff like that, it didn't do a horrible job. Like the shock mount is great. Like I'm just genuinely impressed. I tend to stick around simple. If it's like, as long as the quality is there, I tend to stick around things that are simple and easy to use, has more flexibility. Just like this Samson mic, Q2U. Yeah, it can have an XLR like this one does, but this only has an XLR, whereas this one has XLR and USB. I've even done live streams on Instagram Live with this microphone. I started to do that test last night with this one because it is a way to do it, but it's not as easy as with this. So the versatility is different, but these are two different types of microphones also. But the Samson mic is no slouch at about, I've seen it for $44. I've seen it for $50. I've seen it for $60, even $100 sometimes at different price hikes in COVID. But this microphone is $100. So, and they got a second version, I believe, for it or whatever. But it is what it is. Let's go to some other stuff there. Saying, Chantel, good to see you. Or is it Tall or Chantal or Chantel? Let me know. So, hey, good to see you, though. Saying, hello, Diana. Wanted to say thank you for sharing the pause and smile. Works wonders. Thank you. You're very welcome. That smile and hold changes lives out here in these streets. D saying, do you soundproof your room at all in general, like the foam on the walls? Absolutely not, because when I first moved, I wasn't sure if I was going to stay or if I was going to go someplace else. And my biggest thing just in general and in life or whatever, I like flexibility. I don't want to be stuck in only doing things one way because I have to. I am a person that enjoys options. And so if something is not providing like optimal options, and I mean like it's got to be, that's why that Shure SM7B microphone is like $300. Great microphone. I have no complaints about it other than it's like, yeah, but it's not better than this in my opinion, or it's not a big enough like, oh my gosh, like that sounds like, but it's not that big of a jump in quality to make me say buy this over that kind of a thing. Yeah, it's an amazing tried and true, tested over time microphone, and then some people like the look and things like that, or just to use whatever their favorite creators use. So they'll get it and things like that. But it's just like, yeah. But similar to that microphone, this one, same thing, like with it being an XLR, which is, if you're not familiar with that, it's these 3 dots right here. So that's that traditional audio port, XLR cable. And so to get this type of microphone connection, that's the only one that's on there. So it's not USB capable in that way. I took my Zoom H6 and I have it connected there. And because, which I needed to hook up the Zoom H6 as a standard in my office anyway, because of all of the, like, let me tell y'all something, okay? These YouTube videos, I was about to quit, okay? About 30 minutes prior to the live stream, just looking at this. Because this is what testing audio looks like with all these cables and like all of the variations, to be able to make a 5-minute video and say, these are my findings. And so, because when I looked at, so like last stream, I think it's like 2 weeks ago, I tested the Comica Boom XD Live and it sounded horrible because I found in all of these testings and things like that, the TSR cable that they include specifically for Sony, one specifically for Canon, I wouldn't, at this time in my testing, I would say I'm leaning towards the don't use that cable, because it has things going on in it that makes it kind of be like whatever. So it's just not worth it. So to your point, D, it's just like when it comes to like sound treating with the foam, hell no, I'm not doing all that because I got to take all this stuff down, and it's just like, and I got to put all this stuff up. No, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, and here's my difference with when it comes to stuff like that. Am I improving the quality so much so that it would make such a difference to where it is a significant increase in quality that translates in some respect to some significant increase in income or value to the viewer? No. Because as long as I'm rejecting background noise, as long as it doesn't sound really hard and harsh and it isn't audibly exhausting, there is a level of where you get up to that level of diminishing return. It's just like I've kind of already hit the peak with that. So adding foam or whatever, it's just like a slight measure more. It's not that big of a deal because I bought equipment to handle that already. So even like, let's do a little test here and then I'll get to some other comments and we'll move on. From Diana's Rants and Ravings.com. What is this microphone? This is the Pop Voice. So let's do some quick 2 shakes of a lamb's tail test. Golly, it's a lot of audio cables. I'm sick of this. I'm going to throw all these cables up against the wall, and then I got to pick them back up. Let's see. Because I had to do so many variations of audio tests to see what makes the difference. When it came to the Comica Boom, the device itself is great. Again, the XLR cable did make a difference audibly. So when it sounded mushy, like we were talking through a pillow on the last stream when we were trying it live. And whereas now I'm just using my regular TRS cable that I always use. And instantly, like in my test, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, so whatever they did to that cable, it is affecting the sound in a negative way. So this is the Pop Voice one. This is the Yellow Way one. This is the Purple Panda one. And then 2, trying the variations of lapel microphones, because for whatever reason I said, let's do some audio test videos. I need to stop having ideas like that. Miss Eileen saying, I can barely hear the plane. It's not distracting at all. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's especially this one, that's a positive for the Movo mic, because in real life, these planes are loud to the point to where I sometimes like get distracted thinking like, is it distracting for you guys to listen to it or to hear? So, it is what it is. Let's see here. Let me do a quick audio test. So that you can hear the difference, I'm just going to clip this on my shirt. Let me do some audio monitoring also. Let's see what we got here. So you are about to experience the Comica Boom XD wirelessly. It's already hooked into the camera. I need checking my settings because I want to make sure when I go audio monitoring. We'll see. All right, so let's switch real quick. We're going to switch over to the cam link. Okay, so this is a test now using the cam link, the Comica Booms. This is the included lapel. I don't like the way this sounds, honestly. So this is this one. I'm not really a fan of how it's kind of weird to me. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I just am not digging it. So this is this one. I'm going to switch. Okay, so now we're back on this. Let me pull this lapel out. We'll try something else. The Purple Panda one has long since been one that I have really enjoyed using. Has stood the test of time. Here we go. Because it just, again, for the price, for the features, for all this included, did a great job. All right, so we're going to switch over to the Purple Panda one. See how well this sounds as well. All right, switching in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and this is using the Purple Panda microphone and the Comica Boom XD. Another airplane flying over also. This one I found picks up a little bit. It does sound a difference in the voice, but when it comes to like airplane noise, you're probably hearing that. because this doesn't do as great of a job with rejecting background noise. So it's good for like outdoors. You can pick up ambient noise and things like that or whatever. If you're in an environment where the audio matters, this is not always the best for this. All right, so now we're back on the last one, last microphone. Let's do this Yellow Way. It's a brand that I really like and I've been using for about the last December, January, February, March. It's been about the last 6 to 8 months. I've been using this lapel microphone at different times. It does reject background noise pretty well. So this is the last one we're going to do. And then we're going to move on with life and answer questions. All right, so 3, 2, 1. All right, and so we're now listening to the Yellow Way lapel microphone with the Comica Boom XD Live. And so audio levels are set to 4 when it comes to, which these I found are very strong microphones. So you need to turn down your audio levels. I know in the Sony right now it's way too loud. And that's the thing. It's like, so I would need to turn that volume down to like from, I think it being at a 5 right now to like a 1 or a 2. It is a little bit better at rejecting background noise, but again, if it's noisy, it's just going to pick it up. It's not going to do amazing. Another airplane or another jet. What is the military testing this day? And then let's switch. And we're done. No more tests today. So it's just like doing, and that airplane is extremely loud. I don't know if you guys can hear that now, but my Lord, that freaking plane is so gosh darn loud. And it's like in real life, it's really loud. But in, normal environments and stuff like that, it's like, again, it's like, that's why it's important to get something specific to you. Don't just buy whatever's kind of recommended, because you can get something that's recommended and it sucks and you're hearing all kind of craziness. So let's go to questions and keep going through the comments. And then I'll see eventually when I get through the comments what you guys thought of those audio tests. Helder, good to see you. Glad you're here. Saying, hi, Diana. The Ecamm Live now has links to guests. How many guests can you have altogether? Is this now available? No. I'm currently testing this. It's only a few of us that have access to this. So if you want to see what it's like, you can hop on and ask a question live or something like that. But I think we are currently up to like 5 or so that I've seen. I'm not sure about much more than that. I would have to stress test it and get a bunch of my friends on to see what's what. But 5 I've seen successfully. And that is the max. And that's including the person. So 4 other guests. If you're trying to do a large panel, I'm not really sure. And I'm not sure what the max is going to be. So that's something I'll ask. That is a great question to ask, what the max is going to be. So Bobby's saying, don't forget to give a big thumbs up for our amazing host. Why, thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate that. Masani's saying, I bought a Mac in 2015 and my live stream quality sucks with the built-in camera. Is there a webcam that you can suggest, or should I go for a mirrorless camera? I don't suggest buying a mirrorless camera unless you have a full reason to use a mirrorless camera. Like I was thinking about this the other day, and I mean like yesterday. I want to get another camera because for the kinds of videos I'm intending to do, max quality and efficiency for me, efficiency always reigns supreme. I'm thinking, do I want to leave the A6400 like as a camera that permanently stays on the tripod so that I have 2 A6600s to do other things? So if I have the A6400 filming me, I can have one over the shoulder capturing things like that, and another one for other angles and stuff like that, for different things, or to get an outside perspective. If I can get my homie Shalice to help me make some videos and things like that, so that you're not having to do all of the work yourself. That's for me. But the point being, it's a lot of money to just sit on a tripod just for live streaming if those live streams aren't producing something that is going to give you some kind of return on your investment. A webcam like these that I bought this, Lord, 2016 I've had this web camera, and it is that old. And this is the Logitech C920. This is the most. They got the Logitech Brios and all that stuff or whatever. This is a 1080p one. Most people aren't doing 4K, and it's not about people viewing in 4K. It's about the purpose, more purposes than just that. So I don't agree with that whole rhetoric. But, for a web camera, this is pretty much as good as a baseline would get you. But yeah, the ones that's built into a computer are never going to be great. Never. You can make them look better by adding lights. And even that camera you can make look good and decent when you add lights. So that's going to be the first investment before you ever buy a camera, is always consider what you're getting and then get lights. So you shouldn't be getting a camera if you don't have lighting and stuff like that. Also, like okay, this is coming on Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday or Saturday, lights are going to be here, kind of a thing. A web camera that I would suggest is honestly at a point to where it's like almost inconsequential. It doesn't matter. If you want a camera, get a camera, because it doesn't matter buying that just to see if it's going to do, and you really, really know. You really don't want one, you want a camera. So if you really want a camera, don't ask me, just get a camera, because whatever I suggest, I'm like, oh yeah, it'll work for you to look great, and there are ways, and I've done a video even with that one, to show the quality that you could get even just doing a regular video. Yeah, it's not going to look like this. It's not going to look bad either. And it was using lights. But the thing is, it's like when you buy things, you're just trying to get something to feel it, to try to make you convince yourself this is going to work, and it's not working. And so if that's not the case, don't get something cheaper thinking it'll fill the gap. Buy what you really want to buy the first time. So if you really want a camera, because you plan to do live streams, but you also plan to do videos, and you ultimately want a camera, get a camera. Saying LOL, saying, yeah, no, I'm good on all those cables. I'll stick with my Yeti. I hate those Yeti microphones. I'm not even gonna lie. I hate those Yeti microphones. It's like, for me, I have quirks where it's sometimes I don't like something for real, and it's no real reason behind it, but it's like, and it's not even that it's bad. It's just like, I just personally don't like it. It's like, I hate those Yeti microphones. And before I pull up this next comment, this is in effect, eat more white chocolate and you will feel better. And if you missed that, eat more white chocolate and you will feel better. And now I can bring on this comment. What's going on, K-Walk Comedy, saying no work excuses, just drop by to say hi and yay team. See, that's why I already had you ready. We made this in the last live stream. Eat more white chocolate and you will feel better. So good to see you. Glad that you're here. Eileen saying it sounds shallow and tinny. It must be the first microphone. Saying the first laugh mic isn't terrible, but it is noticeably different. It picks up background noise. Okay. Saying there is no bottom. Yeah. I like to have microphones that tend to have more bass to it. And even if it doesn't, I'll probably add a little bit in post or whatever, just to give a more richer, fuller sound, kind of a thing. Creatively engineered, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Saying, I have heard a lot of good things about the Purple Panda. Yeah, it's a great microphone. I don't have any complaints about it. I did one on it back in the day. I tend to prefer, even still, like I was talking earlier in the stream about condenser versus dynamic microphones. You still have those that are there within the lapel space. So you have condenser style microphones like the Purple Panda. You have dynamic style microphones that are more like the Pop Voice one, and the Yellowway microphone, which I don't think I tried the Pop Voice one in those tests, but we'll just have to wait till a regular video that does the test when I can really go through. We don't have to waste a bunch of time on it. And let's see here. Doc Rock, good to see you. Glad that you're here, saying aloha all. Miss Eileen saying both of them pick up a lot of background noise. Definitely hear the airplane with the Purple Panda. Last laugh is the best of all three. Very clear but thin for my ears. Okay, let's see here. You can hear the airplane with the movie as well, but not as bad. Or Movo. Okay, yeah. Or Scott Air Force Base. No, I'm not that far out. The Scott Air Force Base, but remember, every guest will require 5 megabits. I'm guessing you're referring to how many guests or whatever, or somebody's asking a question or something. I don't know what that's referring to. So let's see here. Saying Logitechs are sold out everywhere as far as the webcams. They are, because as soon as that pandemic hit, them things went like hotcakes. Which nobody actually buys hotcakes. We buy pancakes. But yeah, those things went nuts. You can find cameras now, thankfully. But the thing is, again, like I said, if you know you really want a camera, don't even waste your money on a web camera, because you're never going to use it and it's just wasted money. And then you're trying to make stuff with it. You're getting more frustrated by it because it's not a mirrorless camera. So for me, it's like, that's how I knew. And I was just thinking about this morning. It's like, I should probably do a video on like the cameras I regret buying. I've probably bought, I know I have bought double-digit cameras, probably like 15 or so variations of different cameras. And there's some I wish I had never bought, because it was purchases like that were like trying to like, oh, this will be good enough. And it just wasn't, because you want what you want. So it's just like, just go with what you actually want. So Doc Rock is saying, looking forward to testing the new FaceTime 1080 and the new iMac. The test looks dope, and it's an f2.2, so somewhat of a blurry background. Let's see here. I'm at f1.8 today. I'm at f1.8. One thing I found is that when it comes to testing, like black background blur, that aperture, what have you, you can test one lens, like this lens gets down to f1.8. I have another lens that is an f2.8. I have another lens that is an f1.4. And you can put all of those lenses at an f2.2, for example, or f2.8. They'll all look slightly different. So that's one of the things when it comes to like web cameras and stuff like that. And yeah, they say they have it, and that helps with low light. Apple does when they tend to do something, they tend to do a good job at it, minus the webcams for whatever reason on their computers. But at the same time, it is what it is. But I think it should do well. I'm hoping that I don't see why we don't have sensors or cameras that are from phones, even older phones, added to the web cameras. It's just like, they got these sitting in a warehouse someplace probably. And as much as the computers cost, why don't we have phone quality and capable type camera sensors in computers? It's no reason for it. So it is what it is. Michael, good to see you. Glad you're here. Saying, which budget software would you recommend for live streaming on a PC? One that can function just like Ecamm. Well, to be completely honest with you, and not throwing shade anywhere, but there is no software just like Ecamm. So that is why I bought a Mac and switched completely back in the day now. But that's the thing though. It's like you have to think, when you're asking for something like Ecamm, you really want to know what is it about it that you're looking for the most, and then pick accordingly. Because if you're talking about the quality of the live stream, then maybe I would even suggest something. I think right now, kind of honestly, is the Restream.io is doing a great job. They're doing a great job when it comes to stuff. A lot of people kind of lean towards StreamYard, and that's fine, especially now they added 1080p, but it's only for their pro accounts, so that's an extra, I forget what the number was, but it's not like it's an extra $5 or $10. It's almost think like it's double. Let me look that up real quick. And again, not to throw shade, but just to know what it actually is. StreamYard.com. I think we need to go to another website, but regardless, so you got to know what you're looking for. Are you looking just to bring on guests? Yes, StreamYard does a great job with that. Make it very easy for you to, throw a link and send guests. But then Ecamm is having that now, which I have access to. But then too, if you're talking about quality, okay, yeah, you can use vMix and things like that. Do you have enough to run the software? Or is the user interface something that you don't enjoy? So you have to know what you're looking for. Price is only one factor in something. I would pick based on the feature set that you care about. And then even if it's outside of the budget, go for it, because it's going to get you where the features are. So I wouldn't lead with budget. I would lead with what specifically about Ecamm you like, whether it's just bringing comments on the screen. Everybody has that now, even like BeLive.tv. That I originally started with back in the day when I first was live streaming using my Logitech web camera. Starting with BeLive.tv. I left that platform because they didn't have YouTube at the time. And so I just started live streaming directly through YouTube. Now, again, you really got to decide what feature set you're looking for. So let's see. Here it is. Let's share the screen over here, and we can take a look. So I was talking about with StreamYard. So this is the annual price, and if you pay for it all up front for the year, yeah, so it's double. So for $25, you can get all of this, and it's at 720p. Yeah, you can bring stuff on the screen and stuff like that, have the backgrounds. And the Helpcast did start off using this because I needed a way that was easy for you guys to hop on live. I wasn't going to use Skype because I don't like using Skype for stuff like that. So now you have this pro version, but the only thing in that pro version, other than streaming longer and recording longer, which it does automatically, is which they have a record only feature as well now, so that's cool. But 1080p is the only thing that's over here. It's not anything else. And so to be fair, let's go to BeLive.tv and see what we're looking at comparing wise here, just to kind of give a better basis for the what. So, okay, so annually, they're saying $24 and $37. So monthly, that's looking at $30 and $45, whereas pretty much the same kind of a thing, up to 8 hours, unlimited. So, I mean, HD quality, download your videos, okay. I mean, so for the most part, what is this, $30, and then this is what on StreamYard, $25, okay, and then the pro version, $50, and then that's $45. So slightly cheaper, but very similar. So I mean, you got these, and then you got Restream, and then you have who else? Well, you say you don't have Ecamm, so you don't have a Mac, then that doesn't matter. vMix. I don't know what their price is for stuff. So let's see. All right, so you got $60 for vMix, which you can still bring stuff on the screen. You got 1080p. That's good. And then I'm trying to think what the difference was that kind of capped it for some people. Because I know my buddy Joshua Ver was using that. It's 3 cameras or 1,000 cameras to add. I'm guessing adding more guests maybe. Video list, vMix call, multi-caller. Yeah, so you're jumping if you want to bring, I'm guessing, people on or whatever, from $60 to $350. So again, budget depends. And then you have Wirecast, you have some other stuff. I mean, it's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, like a whole lot of stuff out there. And it could get frustrating trying to decide the what to picks and the what to use when it comes to like picking a I didn't mean for that white chocolate thing to pop up there. It depends when it comes to picking the what you're trying to use when it comes to that and what budget actually means. But speaking of white chocolate, again, every just eat more white chocolate and you will feel better. And I'm doing that because this person has a comment. Good to see you, Chocolate Twist Yoga. Saying, I just got here. Hi, Diana. Good to see you. Glad that you are here. See, I got something ready for y'all now. I got something ready for you dark chocolate lovers now. Y'all not just finna hop on the stream and keep saying whatever you want to say. Yeah, now you got to, I'm just, every time, so even if you join the live cast, just know, every time you talk, I'm just going to keep popping that up there every time. Every time. So, let's see here. Saying, when will the Ecamm guest feature go live? I don't know. I don't have a date for that. As soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. I'll probably find out about that faster through my email community. I tend to be able to get stuff out faster to the email community that way at dinagladney.com. So if you really want to know stuff in advance, that's the best place when it comes to it, because me talking about it probably would be on the YouTube channel, would be in the community tab. Let's go over to Masani saying, yes, please do the cameras. I regret buying, guessing, said Vid, I have the worst luck with them. Who is Vid specifically? Now, let me know who you mean specifically. So, yeah. All right. So Ligale saying, have you live streamed with the 22 millimeter EFM on the Canon M50? No, because I use my preferred focal length is not a 20 millimeter lens. It's really not a 16, and I'll punch in even with the 16. My preferred lens, and this is my preference. I prefer in my recording space 35 millimeter lens, like you're seeing here, just to be able to have more flexibility with certain things that I'm doing and stuff like that. So even on my M50, that's poor little thing been sitting collecting dust. My lens, my go-to lens was always this Yongnuo 35 millimeter lens and the Speed Booster by Viltrox. So it has this glass element at the bottom here. See that reflective kind of things, that glass element. So that was always my go-to. So I didn't, even when I had the 22, it was just like, yeah, this is a nice lens or whatever. Not for me. Because I preferred the look of that, and I like 35 millimeter focal lengths more than 20 and even 16s. So, no, I didn't. There's nothing wrong with it if you like it, if you want to go for it. And that's always going to be my advice. If y'all want something, you don't need my permission to go ahead and buy what you want or somebody to say it's worth it. Because sometimes things may not be worth it, but if you want it, get it. And that's a hard lesson I had to learn. You listening to other people and then like, well, this one's good enough, or this one is just as good as. The hell with that. If you want, even if it costs more, go for it, because ultimately you're going to keep making mistakes or finding excuses or reasons why. Like, it's like, oh, you can do live streams with the kit lens. Yes, you can. But if you want something different, better, or more, go ahead and switch. Now, some of those M50 videos when I was at the desk a little bit further back in the office were shot on that 22 millimeter lens when I had it. So it's fine. Saying, isn't Sparkle Cam similar to Ecamm? No. It can do as far as like connecting the via USB and just connecting your camera for live stream. It has that feature, but it tends to suck. If Adam is still in the live stream, he will let you know that it sucks and it's not reliable. And the company, something with the company or customer service, I've had so many emails of people complaining about that, thinking I can help them with something. It's just like, if the company can't help you, I don't know what you think I can do. If they saying they don't know, I definitely don't know. When it comes to stuff like that. So, it is what it is. President, good to see you. Glad that you're here. And saying, hi, Diane, I'm looking for a DSLR cam. And after so many searching and with what money I have, what do you think about the Canon 200D for live streaming? I'm going to let y'all know one of my things right now when it comes, and I'm going to see specifically what the 200D is. I think that's the SL2. Yes, the SL2. I'm going to tell y'all my honest to God advice when it comes to DSLRs in 2020 and beyond. For video, it's a waste of money. And this is why I'm saying what I'm saying. At no time will I ever suggest that somebody buy something because it's within your budget. Buy something because it has the features that you need, because otherwise you're just going to waste money. I'm telling y'all, from spending literally thousands of dollars at times when I did not have it, thinking that it would, again, be good enough, and you're introducing more problems than it's worth. The main problem with DSLRs is that they have terrible audio preamps. So now you have to spend another $300 or another $100 or whatever for an audio interface or device to recorder or something to send audio from your microphone into the Zoom H6 or H4 or whatever the case is, adding on another learning curve if you're new to video, then pumping that audio into your camera just for it to sound better, or you're recording the audio separate and then you're trying to sync it together. Now, if you have pro software, they're especially like Final Cut Pro 10 as well as Adobe software, yeah, you can automatically sync that, but now you're introducing things that increase your workflow, and it makes it more difficult and more frustrating for you to just sit down and create content. That video I did yesterday was a video I finally finished thinking about that morning when I was getting ready, and I decided to sit down, record. I edited, as soon as I got done recording that video, I popped out the SD card, edited that video, and I had it uploaded same day. And I'm talking about like the same thing that I was talking about bullet points in that video. I was like, okay, here's my bullet pointed the things that I want to cover, this, that, or whatever. Got it right on the first take using the same tips that I teach. All the stuff I teach, I do and implement as well. And if I tell you don't do something, you're welcome to not listen whatsoever and do whatever you want to do. And always listen to your gut and go with your gut versus any person's advice, honestly. Because at the end of the day, it's your money. But from my experience, and you're asking me for my opinion, it's not even worth buying a DSLR in 2020. And yes, the quality of the video looks great, but what is it taking behind the scenes to make that happen? And then all of the things from even like, now you're talking about taking a lapel microphone kind of a thing. Where is it at? Can't even, my audio kit stuff is in the back of the office, but there's that XLR adapter thing, VXLR Plus by Rode. That was I could tell you right now. Let's go to Amazon, Rode VXLR Plus, I think it is. Let's go to the websites. So it's not the one by Movo. It is this one. I don't know how much it costs now, or if they even have it. Just look this up real quick. Yeah, so they got some, but they definitely ain't $14. I can tell you that much. See what sellers are selling them for. $30. That's not bad. This must be used. How much are these in general? That's what I want to know. Rode VXLR Plus. I want to see just like the real price. Because the cheap ones are... no, that's not it. Guess I gotta go to a website. Buying it Adorama. Okay. $25. Okay, so $25 for this device. This device allows you to take that XLR port like I was telling you about, and now you can put it into the Rode or your audio interface so that you can now take something like the Comica Boom XD, your lapel microphone, or whatever, that 3.5 jack or whatever, and now get that straight into one of these XLR ports and things like that, so you can get it. Like, this is now convoluting this process to all hell. And again, in my opinion, doing all this stuff, if you're new, is not worth it, because even when you know what you're doing and you've been doing video for a while, if you're trying to crank out content, as many videos as I've done now, I know I've hit well over 600. I'm always at the point to stop tracking it, but it's like, after you've done and you've been in the video game for years and years, you come up and you identify things that are and are not worth it, and DSLR cameras are just not worth it because the audio preamps suck. It's a bigger package. You're dealing with features and things like Wi-Fi generally aren't there, so your efficiencies with using an app and making it easier for yourself to record is just not worth it. And even though they put some stuff in the SL2 and the SL3, especially when it comes to Canon, they start to cripple certain things. And so, yeah, price could be right. And yes, you have a dedicated camera now, but it's not too much longer. You're not going to get probably a year past it, and you're like, man, I need something else. Wasted money, because it's not worth it. My opinions when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, go with the mirrorless camera. You got the A6100, you got the A6400, A6600 when it comes to Sony. I don't know what your budget is, or what your, like, if you actually can check out today, what's that number. But when you're trying to decide what camera that you want, buy based on the features, and, know that cutting corners is not just like, oh, I'll have to deal with this thing. You're just going to make video more difficult for yourself. And then you don't really want to do video because you're like, this process sucks. Create a better process for yourself by just buying the things that work the first time. Even the Canon M6, the Canon M6 Mark II, the Canon M50. Yes, these cameras have limitations and all that good stuff. However, it just being even a mirrorless camera changes a lot of things simply for you have the ability to use the app. You have Wi-Fi, so you can be sitting apart from your camera and have it a little bit further away, like this lens is, and stuff like that, so you can get maybe the framing that you want or whatever the case is, and then be able to make video and content creation easier for yourself. You can still adapt lenses, all kinds of different stuff. It's a lot of other brands even. I just primarily really talk about Sony and Canon and things like that. But at the same time, I think it's important that Don't buy what I use. Hell, don't even buy what I recommend. Buy what actually has the things that you want and that you need. Because 30-minute recording limits also. And most people say, oh, I'm only doing 10 or 15-minute videos. In real-time process, and that's the thing that's kind of tricky with YouTube videos. You only know the information that I or others present, and based on that cumulative substance of the content and making your own decisions based off of that. And now you have to decide based on what you've been presented. The difference is actually having that camera, turning it on, and the process to record videos. And I'm not talking about the B-roll clips that just shows you plugging in the cables like we do, and this is the port, and this is all that you need kind of things. In a realistic, in your house approach of creating content, there are some things that become more difficult and honestly just not worth it. And things that can make it easier, that makes it more fun because you can produce content faster. And in that real life scenario, that's why I'm saying like something like this versus all of what it took to connect this microphone, 1,000 over 10, I'm going to recommend this one. You know what I'm saying? Because for that reason, if you want something more, then now you're able to have a place to make your decisions and your choice. But, it is what it is. So Chocolate Swiss is saying, am I losing anything in quality when I use the record only on Ecamm versus recording to an SD on my Sony a6400? I think it's irrelevant. And it's nominal for what you're talking about difference wise, because majority of the videos, and I mean like 99.987321% of videos where you see me at this desk and you see me with a microphone similar to this, I'm using Ecamm Live and that record only feature. And I get compliments out the wazoo and comments about the quality being great. And I'll record at times. I've just really started to go back there again and record videos. And now I'm using the camera. The difference is nominal, and I still get comments like, this is great. And nobody has ever said, this looks way better than the last three. Not one person has ever said that. So are you losing anything? No. It's just a matter of, do you want to or not? And that is like a soapbox thing that I'm not finna stand on and preach about because that pisses me off to no end when I'm watching videos and I hear people talk about stuff like that oh, don't do this because, and it's like a hard no. Like, don't do that and don't use USB for live streaming, like using not specifically Ecamm because it's Ecamm, but like the record only because you're going into via USB and the quality is just like, shut the hell up. Ain't nobody got time to be sitting and doing all this dumb stuff when there's a simple way to do something and you can move on with your life. Like, seriously, if it's not unless it warrants that I actually, and I mean full trainings, full hour and a half trainings I've done with that record only feature, and the quality is stellar. I mean, absolutely stellar, because more than and this is not at you, obviously, more than the record only versus a SD card. Yes, you probably will get some nominal difference, but again, you're talking about hairs, and to the viewer, unless you're teaching cinematographers or something to the point to where it matters, or an audience that is specifically in tune to know all the fine details, they don't give a damn. It's just like they care about you teaching them how to be more healthy. They care about you sharing your story of, surviving your marriage. They care about you talking about how you recovered after losing a loved one. You know what I'm saying? It's like there is something way more important when somebody's trying to simplify making their videos. There's a message much more, like they just trying to do it in a way that, yes, the quality is amazing, and at the same time I can still talk about the thing that I want to talk about. That's why I'm like, to some extent, it's just like no, we've reached the top at this point. Anything more than that, you're starting to get into more filmmaking things to where quality and those nominal differences in quality do make a difference, because maybe you're going to a bigger screen or whatever the case is. But for most YouTube videos and things like that, and where people's skill level is, it's just like, to some extent, it pisses me off that people will jump into that as an educator standpoint, because it's like, shut the hell up. Don't nobody care about that. You know, to that extent, like, people have a message or thing. And that's why I'm like, I think video is the best way to communicate the thing that you are here to communicate. Yes, let's pick a microphone that doesn't pick up the freaking airplane, fighter jets, and it sounds like World War II outside. Let's not pick that microphone. Let's get the one that, so you don't really hear the fighter jets and, you know what I'm saying, kind of a noise. Let's pick something better. And then once we pick it, let's actually use it. And let's move on with life. And then let's make making videos easier. And then let's, you know what I'm saying, if something better comes out that actually makes a difference, then let's talk about it. That's my perspective. And that's why I always took that stance on this channel. So when y'all see stuff like that, if you're going to ask me about it, just know that's where I'm coming from with it. And I'm off of the soapbox that I said I wasn't going to stand on. So, yeah. So, all right, let's see here. All right, question. I have a very small space. I'm going to take this off the screen because it's in my way. Is it this one? No, this one. Excuse me. I have a question or Michael has a question. I have a very small space for my live streams. Hence, I would like a lens that isn't that wide to use on my Sony a6400. Which lens do you think would be suitable for me? So I'm going to tell you the trade secret of all secrets when it comes to the Sony cameras that are just makes it freaking amazing. Okay, I don't know all of the brands. I just know a6400 and 6600 from my experience. I actually had to stop myself from buying an a5100 just for the hell of it, just to test and to see yesterday. So but the clear image zoom is a feature that the a6400 as well as the a6600 has, to where even if you get a lens like, where is my oh, it's on the a600 back here, which y'all can probably see right there in the shadow. It doesn't even matter for you. You can get something like that Sigma 16, which is a very versatile lens. However, because you would have clear image zoom, or you do have clear image zoom on your A6400, you can bring that in. And I'm not talking about when you go to editing, I mean using the clear image zoom and lose no quality. So a lot of times when I shift over to my desk, over just slightly over here, and I'm recording, again, just at the desk or whatever, I'll use that Sigma 16mm lens, but to get something like a 20mm framing or something like that, I'm not switching lenses. I'm just using that clear image zoom so that I'm only getting the framing that I want. So you can go up to 2x or 2 times that original focal length and never lose any details in the quality. That's one of the things I said I loved originally about the a6400, that just makes it phenomenal. So you can get the Sigma 16 and use that clear image zoom, and you're good to go, and have something similar or equivalent, close to like a 16-35, but an f1.4, and you don't lose your background blur as you're punching in. So that's my thing. So 04G Media, good to see you. Glad you're here. Saying, hey, Dan, I have a StreamYard account. Is it possible to use the eCam hardware attached to my GH4 for streaming via StreamYard? Thanks. Well, quite the question you have there, bud. So you got a StreamYard account. Okay. Saying, is it possible to use eCam's hardware attached to your GH4 for streaming via StreamYard? Let's pull StreamYard up. And let's kind of see. Let's go to this test only. Let me share. All right, so we are over in StreamYard. I'm going to pick my camera. Wait a minute. First of all, do I have, I think I do. All right. I'm going to pick my camera, being my cam link. All right. Audio, Zoom H6. Alrighty. So when I'm coming over here, I don't have the virtual camera active or whatever, but I could if I'm trying to use it. And you can also use the audio, whatever. That's for audio. The camera, use the cam link, or I could use the eCam Live virtual camera. Now, instead of you seeing like you would see here, let's go back to me, the just me. All right. So instead of you seeing all of my stuff on Ecamm, you would just see this frame here, like just me. So let's go back over. I'm trying to help you track along with me. So in StreamYard, when you pick the virtual camera, it's going to be sharing your screen of your Ecamm stuff. So right now I'm doing the picture in picture of like and sharing you with all that stuff. So if I just go to the me only, like you would see, my lower thirds, all my stuff, bringing comments up, all those things are still available. So the answer is yes, but I'm showing you that in real time so that you can see what that looks like. So let's go over. I'm going to pop this up on the screen for the StreamYard feed. So you would see this. So I could take down the name part. Is that it? Banners. Yay, nay, never, nay. Or am I missing something? All right. I think I wanted to take the name part off. I think I'd have to do that the other way. But either way, I was trying to remove that other part. But let's see here. We should be on the websites. All right, so now you're seeing or should be seeing what I'm saying. And it's an infinite screen, so I apologize. So I was trying to remove that Diana Gladney part or whatever. But let me take that out. The point is that in this part in here, this black box, this is where my stream is going to be seen. So whatever is on the screen in Ecamm, that's what you're going to see. So when you see this, when we go back over the StreamYard, and if I change it to whatever, now it's in this infinite loop crap. But yeah, that's pretty much, you're going to be able to show everything that you can show in Ecamm in your StreamYard screen. So it is possible. It just, in me trying to show you live and all that, you get this infinite loop kind of crap, but it is possible. So let's see here. Alrighty. Breast cancer. Sip and chat. Change your name a little bit with Queen Bee. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Saying hi, Diane. I have edited a video with Final Cut Pro 10. However, in order to maximize all of the things it is capable of, I need a beginning tutorial. Can't find it in YouTube. I'm guessing that is a request for Final Cut Pro 10. Let us pull up Final Cut Pro 10 real quick, and I can show you some beginners things. Because that's one of the interesting things. All editing softwares are essentially the same, so it kind of doesn't matter when it comes to that kind of a stuff. So let's go over to that. No, I don't want to pull up websites yet. I want to go to my desktop. All right. So this is Final Cut Pro 10. I'm going to move myself down here. All right. So in Final Cut Pro 10, all of the stuff is the same. You have this area, which you can't see, or now you can see my mouse because I clicked on the screen, thankfully. You have all of this up here. Now, this is going to be super convoluted. Let me close all of my libraries because that's going to get frustrating to understand. And close. All right. This is pretty much when you first start up Final Cut Pro 10, what you're going to be seeing. You have over here is your library. Your library is your big book. Kind of think of it that way. Your events are where you want to say, like, for example, you want to start a project. So I can open up a library or I can create a new one. This library, again, think of it just like a library. You have the library, you have the books, and then you have the stories. Let's call it that. So we're going to call this test library stream, just so I know to delete this later. I'm going to click save wherever I want to save it at. Now instantly you will see, let me change my picture in picture shape. So I got a little bit more breathing space here. So you will see up here, now it has the library and now it has some other things. Now Final Cut Pro can get as complex as you want it to be or as simple as you want it to be as well. This is now a book. Think of it that way. We don't have anything in the book, so we need to have one. So we need to start a project. So let's go to File, New, and a project. This is now where we're going to call our video a specific thing. So we're going to call this Test live stream video, or my video topic or title of my actual video. If it's going to be in 4K, then it's going to be in 4K. If not, it's going to be in 1080p. You're going to pick if it's going to be in 23.98, whatever you're recording in on the camera, and you pick accordingly. My stuff has been in 4K. I think I've been doing 24 frames per second, or sometimes 30. It just depends. And then I click. I'm not worrying about all the rest of the stuff. I'm leaving this as is, and then I hit OK. Now I'm ready to start making a video. So I double click on this, and now my stream here is showing you it's ready to start making some videos. This is where all of my photos, my music, my videos are going to be. Down here is where we'll start to edit those things together, the timeline. Over here, I'll get other options to help me with my audio and make changes to things. And then you have over here where you have your effects. So if you see things where it's like glitch effects and things like that, I have those. And then you have transitions, which is this other one. And then I can click on that again to make it go away. And then up here, obviously, this big black screen is where I'm going to be viewing it. So to kind of test that out, I had a video I needed to edit. And I'll get to some other questions. I'm just going to take a few minutes on this at least to kind of dig into this, because it is going to be hellish before I ever get to a video somebody really wants. So let me see. I don't think I have an SD card in here. Let's pop one in, and then we'll see. So now I'm just connecting my SD card into my adapter thingy baba. And then I need to go in like 20 minutes. I can get my hair done today. Okay. So I just put in the SD card. So this is from my vlog from when I was out of town. So let's take this part. Let's take this part. I want to take this video. I want to take this video. I want to take this video. And I want to take this video. And all I'm hitting is Control or Command, and just like selecting all of those. And then let's do that one too. And this one too. And then I'm going to hit Import. Now, before I hit Import, I can copy it to the library where it'll actually be copied over and on my computer, or I can leave those files in place and it'll be on the SD card or maybe your external hard drive if you're using like an SSD, like the Samsung T5s. I'll go ahead and copy it over to the library. Now I need to put it in the right book. So it's this 8420. That's just because I didn't change the name in Final Cut Pro 10. That's the name of my quote unquote, where the content is going. I'm going to hit import. Now all of my video clips are over here that I needed, or I could just drag and drop that kind of stuff over here. So now I'm going to pick this one and hold it and bring it down here. And so this is me driving in the car. And so if I want to bring and edit down to, whatever part, I can kind of see, right here. So now here, it's pretty much nothing. I'm hitting a lot of bumps. That road was bumpy. So let's go to a part. I'm going to cut that off. Let's go to a part. All right. And stop before I have my hand. Expand this out. All right. So about here. And all I'm doing is I'm cutting. I'm not going to teach you the cut and all that shortcuts right now. But that's the one part that I want. So that's the first part. Oh, there's a time lapse. That was hella long, apparently. All right, for time's sake, I'm not going into all of what I'm doing and every little button, but let's say this is as short as it was, and then that was the time lapse. I'm gonna cut that off. All right, all I'm doing is getting the video lengths to what I want and bringing in the things that I want. I have this next part. That was me in my wonderful hotel room. Not sure if I was gonna be able to make the time and the deadline of what I wanted. So now I have video 1, video 2, and video 3. Now, all I just showed you was how to start a video, how to import that file, and those video files and stuff like that. And I have video 1. Let me move myself. I have video 1 right here, video clip number 2, Video clip number 3. This could be all the same video or whatever. It doesn't matter. Now, if I'm wanting to change something, like this one has audio, I can see these audio bars are kind of low. I'm going to click on the video just once. I'm going to go over here to this speakerphone area, and I want to increase the volume because I already know that that's too low. Or I could just pull up this bar here and increase the volume like that. So there is basically you want to get it to your knowledge level of bringing in footage, starting a video. The editing the video is just like, oh, I made a mistake. I don't want that part. I'm going to cut it off. And then, oh, up to this part is the right, and that's the right part of the video. I'm going to cut that off. And if this was the full video and I'm done with it, or maybe I want to add in some transitions or something like that, let's go to dissolves. And I want to cross dissolve. Now bring and drag that drop. A lot of Final Cut Pro 10 is drag and drop. So now if I play, and then final decisions when I'm sleepy, transition, or even like, so the audio's kind of low there. Like I said, I decreased it again, but if I wanted to drag that up, I could. And then we transition from the time lapse. Make any final decisions when I'm sleepy or I'm tired, or even like, so now let's say I want to bring in music. Instead of me importing like I did before, I'm just going to go to where it is on my computer, which I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to bring in some music though. Let me find a song. All right. So I'm just dragging from the folder over here to where I want it to be. Now it's automatically imported. I can see that this is very loud, so I'm going to drag this and bring the audio down. So when it goes from, let's say I want to add another dissolve. I'm going to drag that to where I want it to be, paste it there. It's going to tell me it's too short or whatever. I'm going to say, mind your business. And then I'm going to go from me driving. Any final decisions when I'm sleepy or I'm tired. And so it's like basic things like that. So let's say this was all the video was. Now I'm ready to export that video. Then I'm going to hit export, and I'm going to start exporting the file and stuff like that. Now, that's a bit much. I get it. However, the more that you're doing that, the more that you're consistently producing videos on a regular, it starts to be easy. The most important things that you need when it comes to making videos is understanding just basically how to start a new video or how to start a new project. Title that video like we did. Pick it to match what your camera does. Most of the time, I don't import like that. When I put the memory card in, I just drag and drop those files over from the folder straight into Final Cut Pro 10 like we did the music. I'll make adjustments to the audio levels and get the parts to where I want them to be and all that different stuff. And then once the video is done, then, you can make it more complex, adding in keyframes, transitions, all this and that. Yeah, you can make it more amazing, doing more dynamic things with the audio, making it sound better, adding in some bass and all this other stuff, so like, for example, let's go back to the music. Let's say I don't want the music to run all the way over. Okay, it's a little dot right here, which you probably can't see. Let me zoom in on your screen so you can. There you go. All right, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. All right, so now, and I'm going to make this bigger in Final Cut Pro 10 as well. All right, let me zoom back over. All right, so when you come to the end of the audio file, if you come up here, you'll see those two arrows pointed in different directions. If you slide that over, you now can have the music kind of fade out. Now you right click on that with your mouse, and you can kind of have it slope down, straight down, curve down. I usually like to use the S curve one. So when we play that back, and let me zoom back out here on Final Cut Pro, and we play that. Make any final decisions when I'm sleepy or I'm tired, or even, so it's like stuff like that, just making those small adjustments in your video and things like that can tend to make your videos a little bit more better. It's a lot when it goes into editing, but just using it, if you just got one big video file and it's just you talking on camera, all you're doing is like kind of cutting out the parts that you don't like, adjusting the audio levels so that they make sense, and it's within where I suggested in the previous video. Just incorporating those different elements, but it's layers, essentially, like my audio, my video, the way it looks, and making adjustments to make it one complete package in video versus just a bunch of random stuff that's kind of weird. And, you know, it's obviously other things that you can do to make sure that you're increasing audience retention with your editing and the way the video looks and stuff like that. It's super advanced. It's actually some stuff I'm like considering putting in a course, but that is like a basic introduction level kind of a deal. I didn't see this. Oh, thank you so much. $10 super chat from Tech Valor. Loving your hair. Why, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So yeah. So if you do have questions, go to join or Diana.link/join, and you can hop on live and ask those questions live. I'm going to delete and close out of Final Cut Pro 10 with all of this randomness that I just put in there. but yeah, it's kind of how that works. Alrighty, so said I edited a video by accident playing around with it. The edit is not that great as I don't know what I'm doing. Can't get old project off to add a new one in to edit. I'm not gonna go into it, but keep going through the tutorials. We'll see if we'll have some on the channel, allegedly. I can't guarantee anything right now. Yeah, so Doc saying the passion is real, love is so much. I'm not sure what that's referencing or if that's for me or somebody else, but alrighty then. thecuttingedgetv.com. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Saying, hey, just checking in. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. Blessings to all. Same to you, brother. Hope you're doing well. T. Davis saying, hi, Dan. Are you still doing live video questions? I've been in the queue for a while now. You haven't jumped in on my end, far as I'm aware, because it'll let me know if somebody is calling in or ringing in, and it's not. So I will add this again. So give me 1 second. I'll double check on that. So if you go to Diana.link/join, it should take you over there, but give me 1 second. And I'll make sure that it is the right link, because nobody's called in, so and that may be why. Let me fix this real quick. Let me make sure it's right, actually. Link. Yep, so that's the right link. So yeah, if you go to Diana.link/join, it'll ring you over here. And you can hop on live, because as far as I know, nobody's called in, or what have you. So, Doc Roxanne, I use that clear image zoom daily with the Sony 16mm f2.8. Yeah, I have that lens sitting over here too. It's actually some videos with it, and some other ones that I'm waiting to get in. I need to place my rental order today for some gear. Random Life Productions, good to see you. Glad you're here. Saying yes, logically you should be able answering a question from before. Saying Inception with the stuff, yeah, with the StreamYard. Saying question, what's your opinion of Filmora? I do minimal edits with my videos for my membership site and want to explore jazzing them up a bit without a huge learning curve. I love Filmora, and I probably have done 100 or 200 videos on it when I was on PC. When I switched to Mac, what made me go ahead and switch was that, one, I did want Final Cut Pro 10 initially, but interesting thing was you buy the license. Like I had bought a business license because, again, getting paid for the videos and stuff like that, and you look at the legal jargon. I didn't want them to come back later on doing any funny stuff because they could. Not saying that they would, but just because it would be a thing if it ever became a problem. Pay for the business license. Used it on my PC, and I'm thinking, oh, surely my license will transfer over to Mac or something. And it's like, no, you got to buy another business license for Mac. no thank you. I'll go ahead and start using Final Cut Pro 10 immediately. So Filmora is fine. You can do a lot of great things with it. I absolutely love it. I still recommend it to my clients when they're just getting started and they're new. I think it's dope. So it is what it is. I don't have any complaints about it. I actually had spoken with the company or branch of the company of Filmora, and had to turn them down for some software review for some stuff. So I have no idea how much money and stuff I turned down because if it's not relevant, it's just like I'm telling you, not that it wasn't Filmora specifically. They have other branches of the company. But yeah, man, I had to turn them down. So I turned down some other companies. For some money because I'm like, no, I care about my integrity. And it's like, I'm not taking a paycheck over some other stuff. So Hazara Bros saying, hey, could you review my channel? Me and my friend are grinding on our channel, and you're the only stream reviewing channels and how to get better. Thank you. Also, I'm new and subscribe. Well, awesome. Welcome to the channel. So let us take a look and see what's what with your channel. Let's go to YouTube. Is that your channel name? It's like Hazara Bros. Or, yep, okay. So I'm guessing that's the channel or the place where you're building your channel. Let's go over to websites and let's take a look-see. So first and foremost, just so you guys are aware, anytime I'm looking at a channel for the first time, I'm always thinking of it from the perspective of a first-time viewer, and then diving into things that potentially should be changed and so on and so forth. And sometimes I can be a little harsh, but take it with love. It's never with any level of hatred or disrespect that I say or do anything. All right, so let's go over here. Clicking on, the good thing is when you type in your name, you do come up, so that sometimes is a problem. So 602 subs, so congrats on that. First thing, as a first-time person, this is kind of small and a little hard to read. I'm cool, like, with if that's y'all thing, maybe a higher resolution photo for this so that can be a little bit sharper as far as the image. And y'all are ghosted. Like, that's kind of weird. It's like one of those those shows, and you see the ghost in the corner and you like, enough of ghost hunters. So if you're going to show yourself, I would say go ahead and show your full self here, over here in the corners, so people know what they're actually, let me zoom out on that. So they actually know what they're looking at when it comes to that. Because, I mean, honestly, the first impression is always going to be, what channel am I on? Who are these people? And who is it for? Is it for them? It's like, who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? That's essentially what most people's opinion is when they're looking at, who are you, what do you have, and why should I care? So when somebody's coming over to your channel and they're trying to figure out the what, even no matter what it is, how can I follow what I don't know or understand kind of a thing? So it's just like the who are you helping with what specifically, even if that's gaming, even if that's prank, or if that's whatever, it just says and more. I don't even know what the first thing is, so even though it says like and more, it's just like what? Now up here, it does say that it's for pranks and for challenges. Okay, I get that too, to a certain extent as well, or whatever. But it's like, what kind of a challenge? Food challenges, gaming challenges, sibling challenges, or just like popular challenges, whatever it is. The more specific that it is, the more it becomes easier for people to kind of pick out the what it is. So we got a 43-second challenge trailer here, which is great. So you always want to have a welcome mat, is what I call it. So I know where to put my feet, where to put my shoes, when I'm first walking into your house, which is what your channel is. It's just like, what am I going to get, kind of a thing. So let's see what we got here with this.
Hey guys, this is new channel. So this is Sajad
and this is Mustafa.
Today we are going to be uploading very funny content, pranks, and very, very good, like everything. Okay, you don't want to miss it. Share all your friends and subscribe, and what else?
All right, so I'm gonna tell you real quick. There's a hard no on that channel trailer, buddy. You got to redo that one. First of all, we always want to make videos for the platform. So this is a horizontal video. This is that 1080 by 1080 framing. We shouldn't be seeing Instagram frame type stuff in there. We need a horizontal video. So if you're using your phone, that's fine, but let's go ahead and fill the frame. And then we have the first like few seconds or the whatever. It's like, hey guys, my name is whatever. Prank videos, and it's kind of funny. And it's like you being you, be you, show some bits of that, show your personalities or the whatevers. And as soon as you start recording, go ahead and jump into who you are, what do you have, and why should they care, kind of a deal. So if we go back to the beginning of this, let's go right here, go back to the beginning of it.
Hey guys, this is new channel.
So that's the thing. It's like, I don't know you from Adam, kind of a thing. If you're a new viewer, so I don't really care if it's a new channel. I just need to know who are you, what do you have, and why should I care as the viewer. And so we got 5 seconds of essentially nothing, kind of filling in the thing. So like, go ahead and jump right into the who are you and this, now, whatever. It's like we do pranks about this, and it's just like, yes. So I would say really think about what you want this to be, because otherwise right now it's like you'll get views on this simply for it being here and it auto playing when people come to your channel. But you have to also consider you got 1,000 views on this one. That's great, but you got 600 subs. Somewhere 500 people just decided maybe not, or they paused it and didn't watch it or whatever. So you can make it engaging, adding in some music and things like that. So we got some games and stuff like that. I would say you have an opportunity when it comes to pranking and challenge videos. It's a lot of fun. Show that excitement in that when it comes to that. Thumbnails is going to be important because you got like 24 hours and then it says like, I'm guessing dead or something like that or whatever. So it's kind of hard to see. I would look at some of the other gaming channels that you enjoy, that you admire and respect, and really look at their thumbnail design, because something like this looks really good. You can add some good contrasty text that make it stands out, like, she sniped me or whatever the case is, kind of a deal. If you're playing a game, thought you was about to have this epic shot, and then next thing you know, you get sniped out, and it just kind of sucks. So I don't know what kind of videos. All right, so this is what? Okay, I don't know what this is, but this is a no-no. Just for the fact that we got this long of a loading screen and all of that, even in editing, you can chop that bits up. Like all of that is now 2 minutes. We could have had that load screen fast forwarded up to 2 seconds. And by this point, we're into content. And so anytime when you're thinking about videos and you're thinking about prank videos, we're always talking about something that's attention-hungry communities, something that is interesting to the viewer. So I would definitely work on the thumbnails. I wouldn't start with any kind of like popular uploads and created playlist kind of a deal. I would start with pranks on our parents or pranks with girlfriends, street pranks or whatever. Like, be specific with the category. You have other areas where you can fill out the descriptions. Here are some lighthearted pranks that we played on our parents, where you see the parents laugh at the end or whatever the case is, or something. Because right now the popular uploads, it's like you always want to, like, if you're new to the channel, start here, or our best pranks ever. Start with those kind of things. So you're thinking about something that is attention hungry community, something where people are looking for some kind of comedic relief, see something to make them smile, and all kinds of things. So if you're thinking like TikTok kind of a stuff or whatever, you can say, if you wanted to reshare that and just like, yeah, we should really put this someplace where it could be evergreen on our channel, then you can have like our best TikToks ever. And that's the playlist, or our best TikTok pranks, kind of a thing. So that, and then also you have the searchability factor of something that's relevant and all kinds of stuff. So if we're looking on, like, for example, I think about a prank like, it was like the boyfriend prank or something like that. And you're thinking about, for example, it was like the iPhone FaceTime chime in, and all of a sudden it wind up being like it's this guy's voice. You got the external camera facing your boyfriend or your husband, and it's just like this guy answers the phone, and it's just like, hey, Shorty, your man around? And then they getting the reaction of the boyfriend. And so you had guys in the tub that's getting out the tub like, who you talking to? Kind of a thing. And so it's a compilation or several of those kinds of videos from different people. So you can do a lot of the same similar stuff or whatever and really tie into a community that enjoys seeing those kinds of videos or enjoys seeing you guys pull that off. If you got 600 subscribers, you got to think you have bigger than most people's professional speaking career. Most of the best speaking engagements going to have hundreds of people, even 100 people. So you have 600 people that already have said yes for one reason or another. And so if you're doing prank and challenge kind of videos, and that's fine and that's fantastic, the only thing is make sure that you're understanding who you're serving, what their age group is or whatever, and fill out your channel like it's the front of the house so that people know where to go and what the content is. And definitely work on your thumbnails. Your thumbnails is going to be your biggest opportunity for exposure with these kinds of videos. So I would definitely spend some time and do that. So let's see here. All right, so let me cut down some. All right, so past that, Hazar saying, yeah, I'm new to editing, so this is useful. Okay, so you guys enjoying that, so amazing. Thank you. I'll be up all night playing with my new MacBook Pro now, trying to figure it out. This is a big help. Okay, glad that was helpful. Bobby was saying, how do you cut out and remove sound from Final Cut Pro 10? If you want to delete the whole thing, you just click on it and hit the delete button. Excuse me. You can drag and the tips down from the beginning and the end, or there's shortcut keys to just chop off where your mouse is at, and that's how I edit faster. I always have, when I'm editing personally, one hand on the keyboard, one hand on the mouse, because there are certain functions, certain shortcuts that my muscle memory has down and that I set up, coming from Filmora, that I set up for myself here. So when I'm editing a video, just like I edited yesterday's video, the reason why, one of the efficiencies for why I'm able to edit so fast is because I have a system of how I'm editing. My mouse is adjusting the sliders and moving and stuff like that. My other one is adjusting other stuff. So let me see if I can find a video that I did. I don't know if I deleted yesterday's video or not, and maybe I can bring that up to kind of show you, potentially, allegedly. I think. Did I delete that video? Or that project? Ooh, y'all lucky. I didn't. So I can show you real quick. And then I'm going to go. Because I'm sure my sister didn't call me or text me. So did. Dropping the kids off. Okay. She just texted me. Thank goodness I looked. So we're going to cut this short. So let's go over to over here. And so same thing. So now you're seeing this more full with the whole video. And so if we zoom out, let me move that transitions box. So if we zoom all the way out, this is what this project looked like. Yeah. So this is what this project looked like. Let me zoom. All right. So now y'all can see that. So yeah, this is this full project for yesterday's video. So we talk about, like, this is more advanced when you're talking about over here for the music and the punch-ins and all that extra other stuff. So when we play that back faster, we're going to be diving in right now. Hey, what's up, entrepreneurs? It's Diana here with Entre Women TV. And so what's happening right here from the audio, I have these key frames, or at specific points in the frame of the video, you have it where it increases, goes from negative 30.3 decibels to negative 17 decibels, stays there for a bit, and then it drops back down to negative 30.3 decibels, and then eventually continues to taper off. And then the same thing, like I said before, this S curve kind of fade out. So by the time we come back in right now. Hey, what's up, entrepreneurs? It's Diana here with Entre Women TV, helping you simplify the video creation process. And I believe video is the best way to do that. If you're that music, that music tapers off until it just naturally, without you even noticing, it fades off. I have my own transitions that I use. So because again, my branding is helping you move your vision forward using video. So I have a fast forward symbol, as you see, that kind of cuts in and transitions over. Freaking loud airplane. I don't know if you can hear that. This is a jet. Let me know if y'all can hear that jet. Then that's what I mean. Like, so like this, I'm really curious to see how well it just did now with that one, because that one, it just might as well be sitting hovering over like a UFO. But that's where this microphone it reigns supreme. So, but yeah, when it comes to that kind of a stuff, so like that first part of the video, I got, just like I told you, dragging in parts of the video, cutting off the parts that don't make sense. I have punches in, so it cuts in, so it's a little bit more dynamic, editing for attention. If you've recorded enough videos, you know you've probably made enough mistakes to make you consider buying a teleprompter. But in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my one secret technique. So all those different little elements, same thing like you see on the live stream. Entrepreneurs, is Diana here with Entre Women TV, helping you simplify the video creation process. All that different stuff, so when we transition over, mistakes. So it's just a sound effect underneath here that I use that I call doip. Doip is a word that I made up because that's just what it sounds like to me. I am very goofy when it comes to editing. If you had to physically watch me when I'm editing with headphones in and all this, I'm making sound effects, I'm making noises, because in my mind I have an image or a sound in mind, or if I'm thinking of a transition, like I need a kind of transition, I'm looking for that in my, like I've had this like, oh man, that'll be like, whoop. I want that kind of a transition, so I'm looking for a whoop. So I'll rename that to a WAP transition, like a WAP. I'll rename a sound effect that I'll find on Epidemic Sound. So I'm pretty sure I have an affiliate for them. I'll probably throw it in the link somewhere in the description afterwards or something. But so once I find, it may be called something else. It could be a fire noise or whatever. I'm actually going to change the name of that to my own name of the sound effect, so I know when I'm looking for it, like, where's that WAP at? So I'll change it so I got that kind of a thing, so when I'm looking for that specific noise in my mind, I know I want to get rid of that. Like I know I'm looking for that, and it's like I don't want to think of the real name of it. I want to look for the WAP. I want to look for the doip. So if you listen, for example, I'm going to go back over to Final Cut Pro, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to mute this here. I'm going to turn that off. And you'll just hear it. And so that doip, I'm like, doop. That's what I had in mind when I was thinking of, like, I want something that's like, zoop. And so I'll find a sound effect that matches that or similar. And because I have a music background, what I'll do is I'll adjust the pitch. So if something is too high or too low, I'll go and manipulate. That's more advanced stuff. I'll go and manipulate the pitch so that it's not like, if it's a whoosh and that's too loud and I really want it to be a shoo, I'll adjust the pitch of it so that it's like, uh-oh, I'm doing too much. And I got hella stuff running on the computer. I probably should close some stuff. 83 tabs, Final Cut Pro, Ecamm Live. I got 1,000 things running. But yeah, so I'll change the name of something so that when I'm looking for that sound effect, I just type in doip. And that's just a word that I made up because I'm like, doop. I'm looking for that. It's not the right pitch, but I'm like, doop. That's something that I want. And then the last time I'll go to Final Cut Pro because my sister's going to be here in a while. So if I go over here to this fast forward, again, moving your vision forward through video. I'm old school. I love VHS tapes. That's what I grew up on. So I'm like, I want something that's kind of like that. So I'm going to mute the music. And if we just listen now. Hey, what's up? That is the doip. That is the zzz, when you would put a VHS into into the tape player. And you kind of get that noise. I was like, oh, I want that kind of a noise. That's in my imagination. That's what I had. Hey, what's up? So like the first part of that is like a TV, Entre Woman TV. And so it's like a when you first used to cut on the old TV. So I grew up with old box style TVs, and especially like in my great aunt's house and stuff like that. It's like that. So I'm like, ooh, I want that kind of a noise. So I literally would make these noises, and I'm like, I want it to be do it. And I'm like, okay, let me go and make that now. And that's 2 sound effects. I already got the music that kind of increases with it. So when you put it all together, it's like that's my brand element, my audio signatures, stuff that I'll find that matches what I had in my mind, in my imagination, and I'll use it. It's like, all right, whoop. And that's the noise that I made. And I'm like, I'm finna go make that. and I'm gonna add that, and it kind of has a VHS kind of tape, old school tape effect or whatever. So it's like, if I'm helping you about video, helping you move your vision forward using video, Entree Women TV, this is what this brand is all about, then those are things that match that brand. So when I was sitting down thinking through what I wanted my channel to be, it's like that stuff came later, obviously, the more clarity I had with my brand. And then that's what made me come up with like, so I'm like, oh, okay, I wanted like TV, moving your vision, like a fast forward, like a VHS, hitting that fast forward sound on like a you know what I'm saying? Just so, again, doesn't mean anything to anybody other than me. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I would do stuff like that. I got to do another super chat here. $20 from Breast Cancer Sip and Chat with Queen Bee. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. So let me go through the chat real quick. So say, how do you, okay, cover remove sound. Okay, so I'll talk about that. Saying like a blow dryer sound of a video. So yeah, it's just like what, but it's like if you wanted whatever sound effect, sometimes it's not always called that thing. Sometimes a swish effect is really a fire, like a blowtorch kind of a sound, or it's an airplane motor type of a sound. And I'm thinking like, I'm just really, a lot of times it's like use your imagination and have fun when it comes to little stuff like that. So those audio signatures, essentially. So it's like you always want to hear that kind of a thing. You know, that's just my imagination and what I wanted for an audio signature. So it's just like, yeah, it's like if you got a channel and you're doing hair stuff or makeup or whatever, it's like you hear, there are certain things that kind of like come to mind when you're doing something, like the blow dryer coming on, or like the when you first open up or you pop open a bottle of something, kind of a thing. So it's just like, it was little stuff like that that always wanted me to do that. So saying at Diana Glenn is reference to your people saying USB versus HDMI versus HD versus 4K hard answers. I'm lost on that one. So highs with low. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Saying, hey, Diana, thanks for the info. I'm missing that one also. So saying that, but Doc Rock saying Sophie Moore is a good option. Yes, I 1,000% agree. Saying any good free editing software to use on a PC or a Mac. Yes, a lot of good stuff that's for free on a PC or a Mac, and that would be Hit Film Express is one that comes to mind for sure. You also have iMovie that is for free if you're on a Mac. Even like Filmora has, and it's very cheap. So with the software in price, but very good when it comes in high when it comes to the quality. And they got so many different stuff. They got Filmora 9, and then they have Filmora Pro. That's basically like Adobe Premiere Pro, just a baby version of it. You got Adobe Rush, like Doc Rock is saying here. There's a lot of good stuff out there that's for free. So a lot of great things. Saying we're trying to make a channel montage to replace this intro for the home screen. Yeah, man, go for the gold. Like, get super creative when it comes to that stuff. Holy moly. We have the man, the myth, and the mystery, the On Video. What is up, On? Good to see you. Glad that you are here. Saying what up. Wanted to jump in and support my girl Diana. She's going to be on our show Monday. Indeed, I am on YouTube and Facebook. She's fire. Thank you so much, Owen. I appreciate that. Indeed, I shall be, which is why I got to get my hair done today. Shoot. Man, Owen, you are the man. I'm telling you. It baffles me, like, to be connected with people like you now, because I promise you I would sneak and just stop doing work at work. Watch live streams, watch content, listen to interviews, take notes, and stuff like that. So appreciate you so much, On, and everything that you've done for the video community. You are the man. Saying a jet or UFO, new show idea. For real, it's like, and I'll notice certain parts of the video, I'll be in good timing, good syncopation, saying all the right things, and hashtag airplane. And I'm just like, I quit. But, and it just like, and it is the loudest. And I promise you, sometimes they will just sit there. And I'm like, who are y'all going after? Y'all done caught Bin Laden. Y'all done caught Saddam Hussein. It's like, who y'all getting? Who you trying to get today? Where are you going? What are you doing? It's like a mom in the house. Get somewhere and sit down somewhere. Sat down somewhere. Where are you going? What you doing? Okay, y'all always want to come. And there's certain days that they are just super active versus others. And I try not to record on those days. And so the days when they start being loud, I'm like, it is not your day. It is not your day today. This is not when you're loud this week. Be quiet. Get somewhere and sit down and be quiet. Saying downward sweeping sine wave just doesn't stick to the memory like WAP. You know what? If I'm trying to do something when it comes to, sound effects and all that, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. This is called a whip. Or, it's like I'll just rename it to whatever comes to mind, because I'll remember that goofy word that I come up with, like doip. And I'll hate when, like, I'll update something or switch external hard drives and I'm moving stuff over. Maybe a file gets deleted by accident or something and I have to go re-download something. And I'm looking for it, and I'm like, how do I not have where's my doip at? so, like I said, to watch me edit videos in real life is just something else, It's just something else. So, let's see here. Saying, thanks so much, Diana. Have a great weekend, everyone. You as well. Have a good day. Saying, thank you, Diana. Have a beautiful day. You guys as well, because I gotta get this hair done. Saying, NVIDIA has a new thing that goes with their video card called RTX Sound. Interesting. Never heard of it, but I will look it up for later. So NVIDIA is a dope brand. RTX Voice. What is that? Let's take a look on the websites. See, it's the only thing with like NVIDIA stuff. They all super gamey like. So for Zoom, WebEx, Twitch, I don't know what all this is, but I'm guessing it's like an old removed background. Okay, so this is interesting to look at if it's like potentially like a plug-in or something for fixing or increasing your voice or something like that to make it look better. So yeah, was taking the background noise. Interesting. I'm always curious. Now, NVIDIA is a tried and true brand, so that's interesting. So thanks so much for sharing that, John. I appreciate that. Because it is sometimes good to have software added back of that just will kind of help it work. So that's dope. Saying doip. Yeah, listen, y'all don't judge me, all right? Because if you had to listen to me edit, you'll like what the noises I come up with, because it translates to the video, and it's like, yeah, that doip was great right there. Or you'll find your own names for your own sound effects, and it's just like it won't be called. You'll rename it, and it'll be called by its new name that you have designated for it to have. Saying it's an the unchristian things I say while editing. Yeah, sometimes it'll do it to you. Get frustrated enough, and you will get upset enough to want to say a few things. At that point, that is when I just call it a day and sashay away, as I'm going to do right now as I transition into. I appreciate you all being here for your time and your attention. I hope that this video served you well, and that you join us for the next live helpcast that will be scheduled when it's scheduled. That guys live with passion. Got to get my hair done while I can, because who knows when it's dealing with Rona. But y'all take care. Have a great weekend. See ya.